All right, my man. Here we go. The red light is on. Anthony, the genius, Romero. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing life camps winding down and ready to rock.
Very cool. Very cool. The last time we talked, I think you've gained a win. You got that win on LFA. You've gained a blue check on Instagram. So life's good, brother.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, right? Getting that blue check mark.
Man, people hit me up about that all the time. It's like, over like the year and a half, and like I got to, I love Instagram. It's like my platform. I put just tons of videos and content and stuff on it all the time, and got this awesome following, and I love it. But it's like I wouldn't mind that little blue check up there. So I'm trying every now and then. They always give me like another excuse or something reason why. But hey, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's. I woke up one morning and I saw it. I thought it was like a little like scratch on my screen or something. I was like, "What is that?" And then my brother got all crazy about it and everything. I'm like, "Okay, I guess it's something important." So yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome. Like my first call, I was like, my sponsors, you see the blue check?
Yeah,
We doubled everything. And we're
exactly. There
doubling.
you go. Yeah.
Well, very cool, man. Happy for you. All right, let's kind of get into the fight right away. And then I got a ton of other stuff just to kind of chit chat with you about. September 5th, UFC Fight Pass back again, main event, Fury 50. Man, UFC Fight Pass, they like you underneath that banner. How big of a fight is it? Of course, I would assume, probably the generic question. You think this is it? This has got to be the fight, dude. 9-0, lightweight, 24 years young, stud. Like, come on, this has got to be it.
Yeah, that's always the goal. But I take one fight at a time. I always say it's inevitable. I'm going to be in the UFC, and no matter what path I have to take, I'll find that way. And like I said, eventually it's gonna happen. Just one fight at a time. Just have to keep winning, and from the Contender Series, be a little bit more impressive. Although I thought that was pretty good, but I know I can do even better. And I know Dana White's just looking for that big showcase knockout, big finish, get that wow, and right into the UFC.
Right. That's you talk about something that, I talk with so many people and fighters, and I talk to a lot of people. Like I try to attract other people that are maybe not. This weekend, I'm watching everything. You know what I mean? I'm watching every fight card possible. That's just who I am and will be, right? But like I try to get more people inside. And the thing that probably drives me the most crazy is that why isn't that person not just like stopping the fight, like ending the fight, winning the fight? And I always say, I'm like, the person that they are against the cage with, they are trying to do the same exact thing to that person. Like you understand that it's a tug of war in there. It's like it's not just one person pulling a rope. So like I really do respect how much you do say that. Like you feel like you might have like let's get a legit flying knee or let's get something fun in there. That's Ignacio got that spinning kick on last week. You know what I mean? Like let's get something wild. But at the end of the day, man, like tough competition. You're undefeated. Just keep winning. Like just keep winning. Sometimes someone's not going to give you that opening. You know what I mean? Sometimes a fighter's going to have good defense and you're just going to jab them to death and maybe not get the win, but you get the JSP, Koscheck win. And that's life. You know what I mean? It's a tough balance.
It is. It's a tough balance. I always try to fight smart. And if I'm winning the fight, it doesn't make sense to do the last 10-second brawl and maybe risk everything, right? I'm fighting for money. I'm fighting for my health. I'm fighting for a bright future. And if I risk everything, right, everything's gone after that, right? I get knocked out. I lose half my pay. I lose. I have a loss on my record. I'm behind maybe a year and a half to get to that next level. So there's a lot of things that go into it. But I do understand that it's the entertainment business. Like people want to see some flashy stuff, and I know I can do that. I know I've done it before. I've got finishes before. I know it'll come together this fight for sure.
Absolutely. And I think a great plus is your age, being 24, just absolutely. You got like 2 to 3 more years, even before you enter your prime. For one, do you feel yourself like Dave, like 4 months ago, 8 months ago, like I'm a different man. Like I'm just like, I'm getting more, dad strength and body strength, or just even the techniques you're learning day in, day out. Do you feel like the guy that you saw in the Contender Series, like, man, the guy who's going to be at Fury 50 would whoop that guy's ass. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, always. From fight to fight, I noticed a huge difference. It's pretty interesting. I ran into a few guys this training camp that I trained with when I was like 18, 19 years old, and sparring with them now, it's like a huge difference. Like I've developed a lot as a person, as a fighter from then to now. And it's cool to see that, because when you're training with the same people all the time, sometimes it's hard to notice a difference. Or sometimes when you look in the mirror every morning, you don't really notice differences here and there. But when you don't see someone for a long time, then you come back and you notice these major changes in martial arts or just as a person. And it's just cool to see how I developed over the years.
For sure, for sure. There's always that one girl too in high school. You know, she was like a 5, maybe a 6. Then you go away to college, you come back, and now she's a 9. It's like, man, that girl was trying to talk to me. She's a 9 now. Oh man, that's life. It's life though. It's life. You know, with you talking back on Fight Pass, and you know, you mentioned right off the bat, you're like, yeah, one day I'm going to be in the UFC, all that nature. I would love to pick your brain about. To me, PFL, I don't know if you saw it or if you've been following the show, like a lot of our circle, a lot of our, you know, guys that just been with us and with Fight Bananas and been, you know, following the brand for a couple of years, like they've just been swooped up in the PFL. Like they're signing people left and right, especially even around your weight class as well. And before maybe you started your, you know, professional dream into becoming a professional mixed martial artist, the PFL was maybe not even around or maybe just starting. So does any other organizations, if you're like, hey, Dave, they're going to offer me 15 and 15, or they're going to offer me a 2-year deal, or whatever the case may be, are you intrigued at all with any other organizations, or are you just kind of zoned in, locked in? I got Fury 50, and then after that's the UFC, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's my goal. There's no knock on any other promotion. It's very cool to see that these promotions are building and becoming big platforms in mixed martial arts. So I'm more than happy to go compete for PFL, Bellator, all those organizations. But there has to be something, like, I know there's no chance being in the UFC. Like maybe my management talks to the matchmakers, Dana White, and they're like, oh, you know what, we absolutely don't want Romero. So that's when I'm going to move on. And
that's blasphemy, man. They won't do that to you, brother. I ain't going to do that.
Just options, right? Options.
Right.
But, I always think of like different possibilities that can happen. And I know, like I said, the UFC is going to happen. I know it'll work out. But maybe one day things change, and I have to kind of improvise and find new ways to make a career in this sport. And I'm more willing to do that. You gotta be smart in the game, right? You can't just be stubborn and just. Yeah, so
you gotta be loose. You gotta be able to turn left or turn right. You gotta be fluid. You know, it's wild. Life sometimes gives you left turns a lot, so you just sometimes got to take it. Talking about, you said being, you know, successful and other stuff. I love you take a minute, 2 minutes, especially a lot of people. You know, when they went through the pandemic and stuff, they didn't feel good, gaining weight. My whole family gained that 10-pound COVID weight, and then I'm really intrigued about your, you know, your fitness, how you own Genius Fitness. How did that come to be? Where are you at with it today? And like, if you had a little crystal ball, be like, man, Dave, 5 years from now, I hope it's this. Like, this is like a really great passion of mine. I would love for you to take it away from that.
Yeah, teaching is a huge passion. I've been teaching since I was maybe 13, 14 years old at a local gym that was here. And I was kind of like being on the side and helping with the kids class and all that stuff. And then eventually, like I separated from that gym and I was only training. But I never really liked working for other people. I always had like a boss that was kind of like maybe too demanding or making you work hours like I couldn't as a professional mixed martial art. And I decided to kind of make my own schedule and do what I love to do. Like I go to my gym and I teach, and I love doing that. Like I have a huge passion to teach fitness, teach martial arts, and it's not something that I go to and I'm like, oh man, I have another like lesson to do and stuff like that. Like I really enjoy it, and it's a bonus because I get to make my own hours, and everyone enjoys it as well, right?
That's awesome. That's awesome,
kids to adults and all that. So.
And it kind of just keeps you, to me, like around the gym, like in the gym, around the gym. You're always there. You're always opening that door. With you around it, that's got to be, you know, if it's a positive outsource for you, you know, something to do. I love it. That's really awesome. One thing, like I said, there's a couple UFC title fights I would love to kind of pick your brain on. A couple real close matchups. But before that, I would love for you to kind of like connect with some of the people out there. What is, a hobby, a movie, a Netflix show? What is a couple of different things you're like, Dave, man, this is it. I've been all in with this. Football's coming back. What's a couple things outside of mixed martial arts that Anthony's into?
Recently I liked hiking. I really enjoyed hiking.
Okay.
And I like it as like an active recovery kind of activity, maybe on a Sunday or whatever when I'm not heading to the gym. I'll kind of go out, and my girlfriend and I will kind of go out and go through different paths, whatever, here in Niagara, in Ontario. And we forget our own places. We go out to different places because we see like the attraction and all that stuff. But there's lots of places here in Ontario and that there's like hidden gems here and there. So we find them, we explore, workout as well. Hiking's not easy.
Yeah.
I realized that a couple of weeks ago we had I think it was a 12K hike going up and down hills and everything like that. And it's very tiring, but I really enjoy it. You always see new things here and there.
Man, yeah, hiking's no joke, man. I'm telling you, like, I pick up like Uno as an activity, or I'll give you a good Netflix show off air or something, man. You gotta let that body relax, bro. Like your day of relaxation is a 12K hike. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
That's why you're 9-0 lightweight knocking on the UFC's door. That's I can see it. I can feel it through the laptop here,
yes,
man. I love it. All right, like I said, a couple really cool matchups. Love your take. I would love what way you lean on it. We love to bet here on the site. We're really into mixed martial arts betting. I always feel like there's sometimes on the card, probably the best bet's not the main event, but here's three big names, three big main events for you. So first of all, I love that Volkanovski-Ortega matchup. Finally, Ortega is going to get in there. Big shot for him, that 145-pound title. Would love your lean on that.
I'm kind of leaning more ways to win for Ortega. And it'll be interesting because if he wins, then I feel like that Max Holloway rematch will be right there. So it's kind of like a good mix of things. Yeah, I'm leaning on Ortega on that one.
Me too. Probably maybe the number one reason why is I think it's a he needs it more. Like, he knows this might be the last title shot he gets. Like, if he loses this one, I mean, you lost to Holloway up there. Holloway's going to be back up there. He lost to Volkanovski, and this was like a long run because of COVID and because the Ultimate Fighter. Like, if he loses this, like, it could be 3 years maybe, and he might have to switch weight classes. So I think Ortega needs it more in a way. I know it sounds crazy and maybe cliche-ish, but I really do think deep down inside he knows, hey, if I don't win this one, it could be a tough. I might not ever get that 145-pound title. That's 145, 135. Finally, we're going to see Sterling versus Jan. One of the crazy endings in MMA history, with Jan really turning it on in round 4 there. Maybe close to putting him away, or at least winning, I think, pretty easily a decision. But, hey, stuff changes. The fight game's hard. Fight game's tough. Sterling submitted Sandhagen in 30 seconds. Which way you leaning with Sterling and Jan?
On Jan for that fight, it was kind of going downhill for a little bit before that he got kneed in the face. But who knows? Like, maybe Sterling kind of made some adjustments after feeling him out, seeing what he needs to do, maybe up the cardio a little bit, just making improvements after fighting that in that fight. So, but I'm still leaning on Jan for that.
Yeah, I think too, on a betting side of it, and I don't know if you do bet on MMA or look into it, I think on the betting side, Sterling's pretty good action. I think he's too good of a fighter. He's like plus 300 now, and it's like, yeah, it was looking bad. The last fight really was. It was looking, but if Sterling can catch Jan early in round 1, or like he's a home run hitter, like if you strike out the home run hitter 2-3 times in a game and he gets up the 4th time, hits a home run, he had a good day. So I think I'm leaning Jan too. So we're 2 for 2 right now. But on a betting wise, Sterling's like, he's one of those guys. It's when you get plus 300 with someone that skilled of like Aljamain Sterling, you take it. You kind of run with it.
Yeah, for sure. It's good odds on that one.
Last one, light heavyweight matchup. I think maybe you and I will disagree on this one. I hope we'll see. Glover Teixeira, veteran of the game, been around for a minute, had a really good uptick in the last 18, 20 months versus Jan Bonhovic, who kind of, defeated Izzy, became a little bit of a star. Really intrigued. You got Yuri kind of in the back ways. He's next, Prohazic. So who do you got? Glover winning it, or you have Jan retaining?
I have Jan on that one.
Okay.
Are you upset?
I'm a Glover guy for life, man. Dude, Glover's he's been really good at the podcast. And the same thing, I'm going with the Ortega lean a little bit. I think Glover knows if he loses this, kind of that's it for him for a title run. He's been really scratching and clawing for this title run. He wanted the Jones thing, and that thing was a mess in the light heavyweight. It's been a 20-month mission of him just going for light heavyweight gold. And I think Jan, I think he's had a good, 2-3 fights in a row. But it's one of those things, like if you go to the last 10, I like Glover's lineup more than Jan's. I think he can win in a couple different ways, just ground and pound, submission, the overhand right. And I think the veteranship of Glover Teixeira will get the job done. I really do like him in this matchup.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm never good at picking fights. I always pick the opposite. So that could be a possibility for sure.
So we'll bring you on for like all the betting stuff. We'll have you pick your 5 fights, and then I'll tell everyone, no, we're going the opposite. We're going to make tons of money.
Yeah, lots of people winning for sure. Yeah.
I love it, man. Anthony, dude, always love talking to you. Big fan from afar. Like I said, 9-0. Another main event, UFC Fury 50. Nice round number. I like that. September 5th. It's a big week. Man, just continued success. Hopefully the weight cut's good for you, and life is good, man. Anything you want to shout out? Anything off your chest?
Just thank you for the time. I really appreciate it. You have a great platform, doing big things. So it's awesome to be on your show. And thank you to all my support, my family, sponsors, my team, my management, Radium Sports. Just thank you guys for all the support, and ready to make big waves and end off this year strong.
Sounds good, man. I'll send you a TV show, or I'll mail you a board game. You got to relax on a Sunday, all right? Once in a while, just relax. Your girlfriend will love you. You play Monopoly, watch Netflix, and be good, all right?
All right. Sounds good.